Rudby Harbour, Denmark. This is where the ferries to Fehmarn Island dock. The writer Helle Helle goes on board. She has raised a literary monument to the ferries plying the waves between Denmark and Germany. Her novel, Rudby Puttgarden, is a declaration of love for the perfume salesgirls in the duty-free shops. If a bridge or tunnel is built, the ferries and their personnel will disappear. But in exchange, it's claimed that southern Denmark will experience a boom.
It belongs to the part of Denmark that we discuss a lot in Denmark these years, sort of forgotten regions where everybody seemed to move away from instead of moving to. The bridge would mean some good things for the people living there at each end, but I mean the risk is that everybody just drives through and goes to Copenhagen and never have a stop in Rudby. Maybe they just pass through.
If everyone just drives past, that will be the end of all hopes here in Lolland. The region has little to offer to tourists, and unemployment is high. A wind power equipment manufacturer in the region recently shut down, throwing more than 400 people out of work. Henrik Grund Hansen's painting business in the harbour employs 20 people. Henrik experienced the period in the 1980s when Rudby was booming. At the time, one of the few ways to get to Denmark from Germany was the ferries. Now a permanent connection is being touted as the key to a new golden age.
We hope that industry will develop here in Lolland again, very close. Building a bridge could fuel the whole economy.
So it is safe.
Berlin. At an event in the Danish embassy, the Fehmarn AS company conducts PR for its project, but it's still not decided whether it will be a bridge or a tunnel. At first, it looked as if plans were tending towards a cable-stayed bridge. But the estimated cost soared when it turned out that the seabed is not as firm in the Fehmarnbelt as previously thought. It's meanwhile thought such a bridge would cost 5.2 billion euros. But from the point of view of the Fehmarn AS company, a bridge would also have some advantages over a tunnel.
You could say that there are a number of safety issues related to a tunnel, simply because it's a closed room where it's more difficult to fight a fire in a car, for instance, or in a train. But on the other hand, there is always a good weather inside the tunnel.
And that's why the company has come to favour the tunnel solution. During a storm, a bridge would be off limits for many vehicles, and that means less money would change hands. Protests in front of the Danish embassy. The local Citizens Action Group against a fixed connection over the Fehmarnbelt wants neither a bridge nor a tunnel. It says construction would endanger nature, tourism in the state of Schleswig-Holstein and the jobs on the ferries. As if copying the resistance against the planned Stuttgart train station, dubbed Stuttgart 21, the alliance is speaking of Fehmarn 21. This is the island of Fehmarn in gale force winds. The entrance to the tunnel or the on-ramp to the bridge is supposed to be built close to this property. Malte Siegert and Rolf Koenig are fighting the project. They concede that a tunnel would be a lesser evil and would at least have no effect on the flight of 200 million birds a year in this region. And shipping would be safer without a bridge's pillars. But ultimately, it's a matter of principle for them. They're upset that the politicians don't ask the people what should be done on their island.
They won't get people to support such projects when the people who are affected have the feeling that everything has already been decided without them.
Again and again, the opponents of a solid Fehmarnbelt crossing are being criticised as narrow-minded and lacking a vision of a unified Europe. The mayor of Fehmarn can't understand that.
The European idea is here. With the Schengen Agreement, we have open borders. Goods and people move without hindrance. On the other hand, people talk about a united Europe, but Denmark doesn't have the euro. When I go to Denmark, I have to exchange money.
Denmark's fate within Europe hardly depends on a bridge or a tunnel. Neither project could be finished before 2020 anyway. And until then, at least, the ferries will still ply the waves, serving travellers.